Hi everyone, my name is Sanjeev. In this video, I'm going to talk about Casiscope, how the Casiscope can increase the performance of Mule application, and how we should use the Casiscope in our Mule application. Caching increases the performance of Mule application and it decreases the processing load of Mule instance. In our Mule application, if we are doing repeated call of same information and if that information does not update frequently, then we can use the cache scope. We can store that information in our cache scope. So how cache scope works? First time when it receives the message payload, it processes that message payload and delivers the response to the flow and saves the response in the cache scope. Next time, if cache scope receives the same kind of message payload, it delivers the response directly from the cache scope. Cache scope use the object store for the storing the response, so it works in the clustered environment as well. Now I will demo the use of caching scope in Mule application with an example in Anyquant Studio. I will create a new project. So I'll go to File, New, Mule project. I will give a name, cache scope demo. Click Finish. So here I want to create two resources, two endpoints. First one is a book endpoint, another one is a library endpoint. Book endpoint will build the book payload for particular book ID, and the library endpoint will call this book endpoint and it will send the response back to the caller. So let's start. Drag HTTP listener. I will create a configuration, click plus, select default, path slash book. Now I will add a logger. I will say book flow entered, and I will change the display name also, and I will rename this book flow. Okay, so the flow is a book flow. Now in real scenario, we might call database to get the book detail for particular book ID, but here I will use choice router for simplicity. Choice router, drag it inside the flow, and here I will build the payload, book payload. So I will say output is JSON. I will say book ID, hundred, book name, book 100, price say 250, and now I need one more route for book ID 200. I will copy this script to make the book 200 detail, and price say 550, and I will add a when condition here. So I will say attributes dot query parameter. So this twice will be based on query parameter, and query parameter name will be book ID. And if it is 100, then build the payload for 100. And if it is 200, then build the payload for 200. So this is for 200. Now here I will build a default payload, and I will say format JSON. I will say message book not found. I will add logger also, so we can view the log, observe the log properly. Here I will say got the book 100 detail. Here I will say got the book 200 detail, and here I will say book not found. I will add one more logger at the end, and here I will say book flow exited, and I will change the display name as also. So our book endpoint, book resource is ready. It just receives the book ID query parameter, and based on query parameter, it builds the book payload for 100 and 200, and then it exits the flow. Now I will create another flow that will call this flow. So I will drag HTTP listener. I will give the path library. I will enter a logger here. I will say library flow entered. I will change the display name as well. I will copy this and I will change the flow name. Okay, so I will directly change it library flow. Now I need to invoke this book endpoint. So I need a request, HTTP request. I will drag it here. Here I will add a configuration. I will give a host localhost. Path I will give 8081. Click OK. And the endpoint path for book endpoint is book. And I need to also pass the query parameter. So I will go here, click plus, and I will say book ID, and here I will say vars dot book ID. This book ID variable I need to create. So I will go to variable. I will drag this set variable, put it here, and I will create the book ID variable, and the value will be query parameter book ID. Attributes dot query params dot book ID. Okay, now I will add a logger. This will print the payload that is returned by book endpoint. I will say payload, and I will say here book payload for display, and then I will add one more logger. I will say library flow exited, and I will change the display name. So this flow is also ready. I will call this library flow without using caching scope, cache scope. So I will run it and I will save it. While it's getting deployed, let me recap. So this book flow is receiving HTTP request with the book ID query parameter, and it's building the book payload and returning that. And here in library flow, we are just setting the query parameter book ID with the query parameter to the book ID variable, and then we are calling this book endpoint and logging the payload that we retrieved from book endpoint. So let me clean this console. I will invoke it now. So I will go to browser and I will type 8080 library, and I need to pass query parameter book ID. I will pass 100. So we got the book detail for 100. Let's observe the steps. First, it came to the library flow, then it went to book flow, then it processed the book 100 payload and built the payload, and then book flow exited, and it printed this payload from here, and actually library flow also exited. Now if I will call again, it will do again all the steps same because we are not caching any. So all again, it's same thing is going to this is first one, this is second one is actually going to library flow here and it's calling, then it's coming here, book flow is entering book flow. Here book flow entered, then actually processing the message and then logging that got the book 100 and exiting the book flow, and then is logging the payload here. So this is logging a payload and then exiting the library flow. So this step is repeating and this information is not updating so frequently. So this is a good candidate for caching it. So I will use now cache scope. I will show you how we can improve the performance using cache scope, and cache scope will only process this message once, and second time it will retrieve from cache scope. So let's start to put a cache scope around it. So I will find cache scope here and I will put this inside. Now I need to create a object store for this cache. So I need to import module, object store module first. I will say add module here, click plus from Exchange. Here I will search object store. I got the object store module, click add, downloading, click finish, apply and close. Now I will add object store and global element, click create, search for object store, click object store, click OK. Now I will name this object store book object store. And I will say maximum entry, let's store 500 books. Time to live, I will say 8 hours. And expiration interval, I will say 4 hours. I will click OK. So our object store, book object store is ready. Now go back to flow. Here I will add a caching strategy. So I will click here. I will say plus. So we will add a new caching strategy. I will give a name, book caching strategy. And I will use the object store that we just created. Select the object book store. Now I will use the key expression. The object store use a key value pair, and our caching strategy also we need to pass the key expression. So based on this key, it will store the payload. So If we found this key in the cache, then it will not go to call the service and it will retrieve the data from cache. So we have to define the identifier. So here in our case, we will say was dot book ID. So if it find actually the message payload need to process for book ID 100, it will process only first time, second time it will retrieve from cache itself, because first time itself will process it and save it inside the cache scope. I will click OK. Now I will save it everything and go to console. It's already redeployed. I will clean it. Now I will go to the browser. I will call this library endpoint again with book ID 100. So here, because the first call, so it will going to first library flow, then going to the book flow entered, and then it's going to got the flow 100 detail because it's printing this first, and then it's processing it, building the payload for book 100, and then printing the got the book 100 detail, and is exiting book flow, and then it's coming back here and then printing the payload. So all same process, then exiting the library flow. So it's retrieved the data from the book endpoint, but this time because we are using cache scope, so it has stored also. So next time we will call with the same book ID, we will not go to the book endpoint. So click again, I hit the enter. Observe the now output. So here it's going to library endpoint, then it's not going to book flow like it went to book flow here, but now it's not going to book flow. It's directly coming, printing this, coming here, and then going here, is printing the payload, directly printing the payload, content, then exiting the library flow because it's retrieving the data from the cache. So because book ID 100 is already cached and it was processing here first time. Now second time it won't retrieve from there. Now if we'll try new book ID, it will again go to book endpoint, process the data and save it in cache scope. Let's try 200. Now observe the output. So here it went to library flow, entered here, then it went to book flow, and then it's processed the data, book 200. So printed this, book enter, then process the data, and then it said got the book detail for 200, and then exited book flow, and then came back and printed the payload retrieved from book endpoint, and then exited the library flow. Now this processed one time. Now next time we'll call again book ID 200. It won't go to the book endpoint. It will directly retrieve from cache. So let's try again. Now observe the output. See here, the library flow entered, but there is nowhere it's saying book flow entered. It's here only first time, and the second time is here. So directly it's in library flow, getting the data from cache and printing this payload. So it's coming here. It's not calling this endpoint, it's directly getting from cache and printing the payload and then exiting. So there's 3 logs are there. Library entered, library exit, and in between the 200 book detail. So that's how we can use the cache to increase the performance of our Mule application. I hope you understood how we can use the cache scope in our Mule application. If you like this video, please subscribe it and click the like button. Thank you very much. Thanks.